All right. Howdy. I'm play some banjo after a rainstorm on my front porch. And I might smoke a pipe later on. I don't know how this banjo is going to come out as far as sound goes. One time we were out hunting Bigfoot, friends of mine, and we had built this cabin way up in the woods. And we went up there and we saw nothing. I got a couple fishing poles that I gotta fix too. Look at this. So we went fishing the other day, and well, some folk just don't really know how to put a lure away when you're not fishing, and so I don't know what happened here, but yep. I think it's all, I can't tell, ooh, wait a minute, I think I got it actually, hold on a second. I think it's wrapped around there. You know how long I worked on that when I first got back? So I'm just gonna give a little lesson for those that don't know. You know, for those that do, you'll say, no, come on, no, that's obvious. But for those that don't know, whenever you're done with a fishing rod, and you gotta, let's say you're packing up, you go somewhere else. Loosen that old drag. Okay, there we go. Then you grab this old bad girl right here, and there's a little loop. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little loop-de-doo right here. Slap that bad boy right in that old loop. Tighten your drag a little bit. Okay, now let's say we're done for the day and we want to break her down. We'll just keep that doggone thing in the loop right there. Bring it here, reel, bam. Make sure you tighten that drag so it stays nice and tight. Now, you got your lure way down there, and it can't get all caught up. So I think we did the same thing. This is the right thing, so. Okay, now, what we was gonna do in the first place, I'd have just leave these connected, because by golly, I'm gonna be going fishing pretty soon. So I just moved, and unfortunately I gotta wait to become a citizen, a resident, not a citizen. I gotta wait to become a resident before I can get my license, because if I get my license as a non-resident, it'll cost me an arm and a leg, and I can barely afford a hand right now. So, needless to say, I can't do that. I think what I'll do is I'll just keep these like that. There we go. All right, banjo. Banjo story time. Anyway, so the boys and I, we went up to a place called Joe Hall, where we had built a cabin, some friends and I. and we decided we were gonna go look for Bigfoot. Now, this is way up in the National Forest, away from anything. This is on the West Coast. Not a lot of people out there. We thought it'd be a good spot to try. So we loaded up and we went up there. Me and my friend C and L. I won't give their names away. I don't know why. Anonymity, I guess. And so anyway, we hopped in our pickups and we went up there and we spent the night. We didn't hear or see nothing. But I'll tell you something. Interestingly enough, as me and C went down back to the pickup, it was parked on a hillside. And that hillside was trees and it went down a hill. And we heard a whistle. Now, it wasn't any normal whistle, and it wasn't any normal bird whistle that you'd ever heard before. It was a different kind of whistle. What was real odd about that whistle, however, was when we copied it, when we whistled back, it would copy our whistle. Now, we thought this was coincidence at first, and then the whistle that was coming from way down in the hill, down at the bottom of the hill there somewhere, do the same exact thing. So then you try something different, even complicated, and it would copy it. And we did this for a good minute and a half. And that's my story about our Bigfoot hunting. Don't know what it was. Most of you'll say it was a human being. But boy, if I showed you where we was, there wasn't no human beings out there, I'll tell you something. That's all right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my pipe. Tobacco pipe. Anyway, got a little wet. Told you it was right after a rainstorm there. But here, got my special lighter here.
My special lighter.
And go ahead and
Right there.
we'll go ahead and do this here. We'll put a little bit more. Hey, get off. Get back.
They're gonna sit up there because I tried to get him to nap on.
Try this little jingle jangle morning, and I'll come following you. All right, how about a little blues? A little blues company. Oh, listen. Well, that went from blues to like some indie folk crap. This is sitting on the porch after a rainstorm and having a little tobacco pipe. Now, there's nothing considerably wrong with a little bit of tobacco pipe. This is cherry, black cherry to be exact. And, you know, I'm just having a little bit, and I don't do it every day. So, yeah, this got wet. Mm. For one, I don't get addicted. For two, you're not supposed to inhale. So it just got done raining about an hour ago. It's about 68 degrees out. Nice and calm. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something special.
So
So in Isaiah 20, I do believe. I should know this because I just read it. So the interesting thing about all the prophets is most of them are laid out like this. You're doing evil. Repent. If you don't repent, there's judgment. If you do repent, I'll bless you. Either way, I'll preserve a remnant, and eventually, you will be saved. Now, not everybody, obviously, but there will be a remnant. And there's always a promise at the end of most of these prophetic books. A promise of redemption. And I'm terrible because I don't remember which one. Here. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. But there will be no gloom for her who was in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the latter time he has made glorious the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone. You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as they are glad when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden and the staff for his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor you have broken as on the day of Midian. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end, on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and uphold it with justice, with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. So he will be a descendant of David, and he will uphold the throne forever. Now, of course, this will be far into the future. After Jesus comes as judge, he will come during the second coming, and he will judge the nations. Sun's coming out. Not up. Sun's been up. And I reckon I could play a sun coming up song after a rainstorm. Well, there's squirrels coming out as the sun comes out, I know. I see a squirrel coming here. There's squirrels everywhere around here. They scurry left and they scurry right. They scurry up and they scurry down. And that's about it. Well, the sun comes out and so do the squirrels. I see one right in front of me. Oh, he's climbing up the tree. Hey, little squirrel, do you like it when it rains? It brings all the nuts up to the top of the dirt. I don't know if that's true. I made that up. He was searching in that dirt, and now he's in the birdseed, that's for sure. I'm literally singing this as a squirrel right there does exactly what I'm singing. He's in the birdhouse, he's in the birdhouse. Oh, little squirrel, what you doing in there? Stealing birdseed, I swear. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. I need to buy strings. One time, I think I had to wait for that AC to go off. That thing is freaking loud. Kind of killing the vibe. I don't know who has their AC on it when it's 67 degrees outside.